Hey, hello. We're back. I'm reading from the Daily Reflections book. I've been reading it here for the last couple of weeks on a daily basis, and it's been fun for me, and hopefully, fun for some of you. Uh, it's This is a great little book, and I think you can probably order it online, either from AA or it might even be just in Amazon. It's The title is Daily Reflections. It says this is a book of reflections by AA members for AA members. I just want to mention that the 12 steps of AA have been used by so many people, whether they're in, recovery from, kind of what we'll call traditional addictions, or just find that they're, struggling with their emotional, so there's a EA, Emotions Anonymous, there's, Codependence Anonymous, there's just Adult Children of Alcoholics, I think, uses steps. Al-Anon uses the steps. So this book you'll find good for everybody, really. So here we go. August 22nd. The title of today's reading is Seeking Emotional Stability. Who doesn't want emotional stability? Daniel, do you want emotional stability?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. William, yes, got a nod. So we all want emotional stability, and that's actually, when we first come into the 12 steps, we just want to get the bear off our back, of the disease of whatever our addiction is. But eventually we realize that there's so much more here than just freedom from the addiction. There's freedom from the crazy mind, emotional stability. Here we go. It says, when we developed still more, we discovered the best possible source of emotional stability to be God Himself. So it's a spiritual program with a spiritual solution. We found that dependence upon His perfect justice, forgiveness, and love was healthy, and that it would work when nothing else would. If we really depended upon God, we couldn't very well play God to our fellows, nor would we feel the urge wholly to rely on human protection and care. Wow. That's from the 12 and 12, 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. It's a piece of literature that Bill wrote maybe 15 years after the big book, I would say. And it's a staple. It's a book that we all rely on, as well as the big book. So then what was written, the commentary about that was, all my life I depended on people for my emotional needs and security. But today I cannot live that way anymore. By the grace of God, I have admitted my powerlessness over people, places, and things. I had been a real people addict. Wherever I went, there had to be someone who would pay some kind of attention to me. It was the kind of attitude that could only get worse, because the more I depended on others and demanded attention, the less I received. So when we get really needy, right, people run away, and it's understandable. I have given up believing that any human power can relieve me of that empty feeling. Although I remain a fragile human being who needs to work the AA steps to keep this particular principle before my personality, it is only a loving God who can give me inner peace and emotional stability. Wow. So there's the ticket. The whole thing, Alcoholics Anonymous, the 12 steps, it is geared towards this one step, which is the 12th step. Having had a spiritual awakening, that's what we're here for, is to have the awakening. We don't even know, for the most part, that we're asleep. When we're new and we come in, we kind of think we know, but we don't even know what we don't know. And so this process of, daily readings from a book like this, going to meetings, having a sponsor, doing the steps over and over again, because every time we do the steps, it just cleans a little deeper and we get to see ourselves in another way. So it's a beautiful process. And, you know, nobody kind of comes to the 12 steps by accident. We come because we're in pain. Life is not working. And just stopping using isn't enough. So we have to find a new way to live. And so we have a spiritual set of spiritual tools that we need to pick up and work with on a daily basis. So that's exciting, isn't it? And to help with that, we've got a couple of things that going on. One is we're going to have a big book study here at the house. So if you're in Calgary and you happen to be listening to this and you'd like to be part of a big book study, get in touch with me and I'll get you the address. It's going to be on Friday nights. Our big book study starting the first Friday of September, which is, I think, September 1st, and 7:30. And it's a study group for the big book Alcoholics Anonymous. It's great. I've been through probably 100 of them. It's every time I go through a big book study, something happens for me. I get a little more cleansed, a little more awakened. Monday nights we're going to start back up with our meditation on Monday nights. So if you're in the neighborhood, if you'd like to come, Monday nights is available. I'm going to do both of these through Zoom. So Zoom will be available for the big book study and for the meditation on Monday nights. So you can do that. Join us that way. What else is happening? We've got on the weekend of the 15th a bit of a camp out, and it's the context is seeking God. So we're going to go deep into the, what's happening. It's funny because we want to understand God. So it's not really a weekend about God. It's more of a weekend about letting go of the things that block us off from the sunlight of the Spirit. I'm calling it seeking God. We'll be meditating. We'll also be looking at our old ideas, how to let go of our old ideas, our attachments, our identities, our positions, so we can empty ourselves a little bit. And as we empty ourselves, what becomes visible is this God within. And in my Dad's in Recovery course in October, if you know a dad that's in recovery that wants to explore, being a better dad, using the principles, the spiritual principles in the program to be a better dad, more available, or get their kids back. That's in October, and then our Mexico thing in the new year. So if you want to talk about any of those, get in touch with me. I love you guys. So quite a bunch of things going on, isn't there? Yeah, love you. Hope you like this. I enjoy doing it. Cheers.